Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. We are going to go over my blackberry and blueberry bush. So they're pretty much the same the way I take care of them. The only thing that's different with these are one is vining. So the blackberry is a vining plant. We're going to go outside in the garden and go take a look. But I wanted to show you my little bucket because I keep all my regular supplies. We went over a video on the nutrients I use in the garden, and I keep all the supplies I use on a regular basis in this one little box that I recycled. So what I usually use for my blackberry and blueberry is this. Now I use Miracle Grow in the garden as well, but usually not for the blackberry and blueberry so much because it really doesn't need the 20-20-20 like my Miracle Grow is. It's not a 20-20-20 even, but it's like a 26-8-16. So, this is just a lot better. It's a 795. This I use during the grow, so when it's not blooming. And then when they start to bloom, which is starting to happen, my blueberry has been blooming all these past few months. So we're going to go outside because I've been treating with this now. I've switched, so I went from the grow to the bloom because we don't want so much nitrogen, but we want a lot of phosphorus and potassium, right? So we're going to switch to the bloom. I've been treating with my neem oil like crazy. I have 2 bottles of that, regular neem oil, and I have this worm stuff, worm and caterpillar killer. Now this stinks, this stuff. It smells really bad. It has a strong smell, but you only need 1 tablespoon per gallon of water as far as I can see, they say on the back. Just follow the directions, whatever you're using, whatever you get from the store, right on the back here. And that'll help give you a guide on how much you should be feeding. Now, I always say less is more with nutrients or with any kind of pesticide you are using. This is all organic and safe around you, your pets, the environment. Not supposed to be sprayed in direct sun because it is an oil. Now I'll open the neem oil for you to see this. Let me kind of pause the video so I can open this for you guys. Alright, so that's what the neem oil looks like, and it's really diluted. I mean, this is really concentrated. So you need 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. I love the smell of this stuff. And it works so good, you don't have to worry about really getting it on your hands too much because they make another neem oil. This one's for plants, but they make another neem oil for hair and skin. So it's really good for you. And this is my CalMag, which I start using. Now this is a different brand. I have not found anything from Dynagrow yet. They just came out with a couple new products, which I'm actually talking with the company, and they are gonna gift me a box soon. So I'm gonna do that unboxing with you guys, and I can't wait. I just hooked up with that company. I've been using Dynagrow for 6 years. I just switched to this Emerald Harvest brand because it was recommended to me, but honestly, this is the only product I use from them. I don't use the Grow, I don't use the Bloom, and that's just my own personal opinion. None of these bottles are sponsored by anybody. These I bought with my own money throughout the years. I've had this for like 3 years, and it's all the way full. Like, this is up to here. So this stuff lasts a long time. It's worth the money. Now this little bottle is about $13. This is about $27. So you get a big bottle for a lot of your money. Now I go through the Bloom quite a bit. You can see there's none in there. But this is what I've been treating with. We're going to go outside, go over the blackberry and blueberry. You want to be testing your soil pH at this point as well. We'll take that with us. And I want to show you what we've been doing. Alright you guys, so I took a step back a little bit. This is my garden where I keep my blackberry, which is her. You can see how much she's been growing. She's actually blooming. We have a new raspberry bush over there in the back, which we'll go over. My strawberry's been pollinating, and my blueberry's been going crazy. Now, we picked about 6 blueberries that were really ripe off here yesterday, and they were so good. They have a little tart flavor to them. The Sunshine Blue blueberry variety. They're a dwarf blueberry, and their pH requires to be at a 5.5 to a 5. I usually keep it between there. It's okay if you go up 5 points and down 5 points. You can see as long as them blueberries look blue, greenish, and they're not turning like a really bad color or dropping off, you are good. Now we're still getting a little fungus on here, but we're still getting a lot of new growth and a lot of blooms on her. So what we need to keep doing is feeding with that Dynagrow Bloom. You can see all the new growth. So we're switching with the Grow and the Bloom So we're going the bloom every 2 weeks and the grow like once a month. And that is it. That's all I feed. And we're also spraying for the fungus. See that? That's fungus. When you see this black stuff with the yellow around it, that's fungus. And you want to remove that. And then what's going to happen, every leaf point that you removed, you're going to get a little branch growing out of. And these are going to be new stems. So I'm going to come in here, defoliate this today, make sure it's nice and healthy. We just fed the garden and sprayed the garden 2 days in a row. And we'll go to the blackberry so I can give you guys some tips on how to grow these guys. Alright, so blackberries are going to be a little different because these blackberries, as you can see, they have canes on them, which canes are them long little branches. And my blueberry, you can see, grows into a bush type plant. Well, that you can keep in a container. You don't really need stalking too much. I do have one stick in there to kind of support it. But with this, when you grow blackberries vertically, that's what we're doing here. I'm not letting them run on the ground because we rent here. So eventually when we do move, I want to be able to pick this up and leave. You know, I don't want my blackberry rooting itself in the ground. So we have nice healthy foliage here. Excuse my voice. The allergies and the pollen is out right now here in Florida. We live in Central Florida. We're in March, just so you guys are aware. And these are little blackberry flowers that are starting to spit out because she's coming into her growing season. Now we've been defoliating a lot of foliage. You can see how we're missing spots, right? But we got new healthy branches pushing out. So every spot we took a bad leaf off, we're going to get this new healthy growth. And each branch that pushes out, I notice, gets 3 head stems on them. So this is going to turn into 3 big cane stalks like this. Now when you get to the point where your blackberry is getting really big, this blackberry and blueberry is about 2 years old now. And you can see just how big they've been getting. Well, this cane right here, I followed this one cane all the way up. You can see how much foliage is gone. See, there's like no foliage on this cane right here until right here. We got a little sprout. And then we follow it, nothing, got a little leaf. So there's nothing on there all the way down. And then this comes out to here. So guess where it's coming from? Right here. Okay? So what you want to do at this point, excuse me, I'm in my pajamas out here. It's crazy. What you want to do at this point is she's going to want to trail on the bottom because this is how they normally grow. So I'm training to do this plant to do something that it's not supposed to really be doing. So we have to be really careful with the way we're pruning her, the way we're dealing with her, and the way you're wrapping her up. Because, you know, if you wrap this up too close together and stuff like that, she's going to be too congested and you're going to end up losing a lot of foliage by a fungal disease. Now this branch, you can see that's that branch I told you about. Look how long this is, okay? And that's how long these get. What they do is they trail on the floor and each one will turn into that big branch that sticks out and create a new plant. So it'll keep vining and vining and vining and vining, pushing a plant out, vining and vining and vining and vining, pushing a plant out. So what you want to do when you're growing these vertically is go ahead and make sure, see there's no foliage on the stem? Well, this is what we're going to have to trim up to. We're going to have to follow it up. Now this will shoot growth out. You can already see it starting to, because I took off a lot of leaves that were kind of infested yesterday, but we've sprayed and we're doing good so far. So since we have foliage starting right here pretty good and there is a lot popping out, what I'm going to do is cut this branch all the way back to here. So see, that's the first leaf right there. I'm going to go, that's the first leaf. I'm going to go 1 node down, 2 node down, 3 node down. And I'm going to cut right here, because that's going to send energy through this whole shoot that's wrapping around. This is the same thing, and you can see the foliage that's missing. So that is going to turn into this. This is what I cut. This cane is wrapped all around, okay? See how it was sticking out? Well, that cane was not producing, and neither was this. This was so empty. So look what I did. All I did was cut that tip, and look, I got 1 new plant, 2 new sets of vines, 3 new sets of vines, 4 new sets of vines, and that's going to turn into a 5th. And then we got flowers producing, so it's going to send energy to bush out, and all that's going to fill out to give us beautiful flowers and blackberries to come. I don't know, I kept calling that a blueberry, I think, guys, so sorry, this is a blackberry. I keep doing that because I have blueberries and blackberries. But that's how you trim these little guys. Yep. See that? Everywhere we moved a leaf, which this can go because this has a disease on it that my neem oil killed off. We've been spraying, which is what is in there. That's what neem oil looks like when it's mixed up. We have our pH tester for the soil, so we can test the pH. The pH for blackberries should be at like a 6. She likes to stay at a 6, and you can see she's blooming. And look at that healthy growth. Now what I'm noticing is we're getting caterpillars, so I'm going to have to start spraying and alternating my neem oil, my pesticide and fungicide every other treatment. So I'm going to have to use my regular neem oil, one treatment, and then go to my worm and caterpillar treatment and then use that. Because you can see all the blooms on her, you guys. And we need to make sure she's going to stay healthy and they're not going to get eaten up by any caterpillars. We're sending new growth to the spot she needs it. And this is what you want to do when you grow them vertically, to just make sure they stay nice and healthy for you. You can definitely let them run on the ground if that's the way you prefer, from out of the pot. She's going to be transplanted soon once we do move into a lot bigger of a pot, and we're going to propagate that little baby sticking out of the soil there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and it helps you in the best way possible to take care of your blueberry and blackberry bush. They like a feeding once every few weeks, and then I supplement with my cow mag in between there. So we'll do a video on the nutrients for these guys. I just wanted to go over the trimming and the defoliating the leaves and stuff. With this, we're going to just, we're not cutting anything because she's pushing out a lot of growth and foliage, has too many blueberries right now. So you do not want to cut your plant when it's blooming like this and has blueberries. Leave it alone, let it finish. When it's done producing, then you can go ahead and trim what you need to trim. Since she's just starting to push out these flowers, I can go ahead and cut that branch back because it's only going to help her to create this foliage to push out and branch out healthy stuff. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope this helped you in the best way possible to take care of your garden. And please remember to comment below if you need any help. I'm always here. I always love to show you things going on. If you want to see anything specific, let me know. And have a great day, guys. See you next time out in the garden. Bye-bye.